just love that new intro music that we put together for you guys here on Football Crazy Talks. Today we've got a show there where we're going to be speaking about Manchester City and Pep's recent comments there. Dominic Calvert-Lewin potentially being injured for the weekend. And a little bit on Mason Mount as well, who's been linked to Manchester United. Guys, as always, if you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Also, your comments on our Twitter page, on our YouTube page. Please feel free to give any feedback or that. So today's show, as I say, we're going to start off with Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's press conference there yesterday, it was put to him about the was it 115 charges that have been brought to them. And I suppose what's been making the news is the comments that he said, let's sit down and trash it out in a day, 24 hours, or that they're ready to sit down and talk to the authorities. I suppose this has raised a lot of eyebrows, mainly because the Premier League have been trying to have been investigating this, I suppose, since 2018, and a lot of the talk was that Manchester City were actually frustrating the process. So I suppose if they're on one hand they're frustrating it, how can they expect to just sit down and have a chat with the Premier League and trash it out, and that there's some serious allegations in there. And I suppose when one of the charges being put to you is that you didn't engage with the process and frustrated the process, and that it just seems very, very strange to me that Pep would come out with that. 12 months ago, you may remember, he came out and he says, well, I fully believe the club, and fully behind them, and if they were proven to be wrong, he would walk. His tune seems to have changed though, because now he's turned around and he says, well, I'll still be here no matter what. If you put us into the fourth division or the third division, doesn't matter. I'll still be here. I'll be managing Manchester City. So the tune seems to have changed. Changed a bit. Obviously, you have to take these things with a pinch of salt. Like, would he really go down there if that were to happen? But look, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. But I suppose the key is there's a game of brinkmanship here between Manchester City and the league. It's almost like Manchester City now are kind of putting it up to the league to kind of come out and charge them, and kind of, well, they have charged them, but obviously proved the case, and that and they've questioned everything now. The reason is that the lawyer who's overlooking the Premier League side is an Arsenal fan. So it's let's be honest. I'd say it wouldn't matter who you would get to represent the Premier League. There'd probably be something wrong with that process too. The whole idea here for Manchester City seems to be to undermine the process at every step of the way, and to create a kind of an alternative that we're being victimised. However, let's be honest, Manchester City, they haven't been was there a big club, they were never worldwide. They were never as big as the likes of Liverpool or your Manchester Uniteds or Arsenal or Chelsea. They were never that big, um, on a global scale. And I suppose the key here is that what where did they get the money? Like you have a look at their bench at the weekend. They had 500 million sitting on the bench, and still be able to beat Chelsea side. Yes, very good recruitment. Don't get me wrong on that. But let's be honest. The money is it's not true. There's a question mark, I suppose, on it, whether it's true proper sponsorships and and that. And I suppose that needs to be answered. And I suppose the sooner that's answered, the better for everyone. I suppose City are obviously getting a bit hot under the collar because they can see a treble in sight, win two games, and they basically have it. And it's historic. No side has done that in the Premier League since Manchester United in '99. So it's historic, and they don't want it to be undermined. However, unfortunately, we all know that it will be undermined no matter what. So yeah, let me know your comments underneath and that on our Twitter page, and yeah, feel free to engage with us. The next bit of content there is the news there about Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Everton. It's it's a big blow to Everton. Everton are need the points. Realistically, with the goal difference and that, they need to win. Because if Leicester, who are at home to West Ham, if they picked up a win, um, they'd be ahead of West Ham, or sorry, ahead of Leicester, and at the end of the day, if they're going to be ahead of Leicester on the goal difference, and that a point is not going to be enough for Everton. So they need a big win. They need to win against Bournemouth, at home in Goodison. I they have a great chance. However, Bournemouth shown at the weekend they're not finished. They pushed Manchester United hard, and even had a chance in the last 10 minutes there with Kiefer Moore, I think it was. Had a great chance there. David De Gea made a great save. So yeah, that would be a big loss for Everton, if they were to miss one of their main goal scorers, because let's face it, they are struggling, and they have struggled all season, especially when Calvert-Lewin was out, as to where the goals are coming from. So that would be an interesting kind of take over the next few days to see if that materializes, and that he is missing for the game, um, on Sunday. Um, the other news there today is the linking of Mason Mount to Manchester United. He has been linked to Liverpool in the past, and talk is that United have put in something in the region of 50 million bid, as Ten Hag wants to get that over the line. I suppose looking at it, where would he fit into that United team with Ericsson, Bruno Fernandes in there, obviously Casemiro. Um, would he hold that second holding midfield role? I suppose there's also comments there about Mason Mount as to what exactly his best position is. Is it kind of, let's say, a forward going midfielder or a defensive midfielder? I would actually argue that he's more of an attacking midfielder. Um, and for that, on that note, the likes of Ericsson, Bruno Fernandes in there? Is he really going to get in there, get into Manchester United side with, alongside Casemiro as the two holding midfielders? I don't know. I really, I don't know. And maybe Eric Ten Hag sees something different. He wants to maybe play it out from the back and build it up, and that he's more interested in the possession side of things, and he's just happy enough with maybe a Casemiro, or if he's not available, McTominay just holding the midfield on their own. But look, it's an interesting one. The other point would be as well, Chelsea. They've got quite a lot of players there, in the midfield role. I would argue, obviously, Mason Mount will be one of their better players, and it's strange that they can't get an agreement on contracts and that, to keep him there, because I think he's a better alternative. He's a better player, I think, than Conor Gallagher, for example. And I just think it's a bit strange that he'd be allowed to go. Obviously, he's been linked with Liverpool and Manchester United there today. So it'll be an interesting to see what happens there. Obviously, Chelsea do need to get rid of some players, but yeah, it's an interesting one there for me. Just touching on yesterday's kind of crazy bet as well. As I say, we here at Football Crazy Talk, we do have a little bit of craziness, and certainly yesterday turned out to be on the money. Valladolid getting the win against Barcelona. We called it here, albeit we weren't 100% sure. But look, let's be honest, you never can. But it was one that we said to watch out for, and yeah, it turned out. Watching it last night, Valladolid excellent, hit them on the break, and scored 3 goals. Could have got a few more. They done great. The fear, I suppose, with Espanyol down in the relegation zone after what happened last week when Barcelona won the title there, that Barcelona may not turn up against Valladolid. I wouldn't say they didn't turn up, but they certainly didn't get the win, get the points or that against the good Valladolid. So Espanyol are in big trouble. They may regret what their fans did last week. So yeah, it's a good start to our craziness today. Listen, I suppose tonight's game, the game of the day, to be honest, is the Coppa Italia final. Fiorentina against Inter Milan. Fiorentina looking to put a bad run of form, bad season, to turn it around and get a trophy. Big shock for them last week, getting knocked out of the out of Europe at semi-final stage. They'd been looking at that to get into a final against West Ham. Unfortunately, they didn't get there. Big game against Inter Milan. To be honest, can only see one winner. Inter Milan all day long. I think the fact that they've got the Champions League, they're going well on that. They've had a decent season, albeit they'd have been expecting a bit better in the league, but they're still up there in the Champions League spots. And this is a chance of a trophy. Fully expecting Inter Milan to win that there today. All right, guys, listen, thanks very much for listening in. Obviously, I'm your host, Joe Kelly. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. hit the like button. You know, to be more content coming down the line. Feel free to offer your opinion on any of the topics there today, and yeah, we'll see you again. Thank you.